So who remembers the brand Max Factor? I remember when I was much younger, that brand. And it's one brand that I really didn't use a lot of. I would say when I was younger, before I started using more high-end brands, the ones that I used the most were probably Revlon, Maybelline, and CoverGirl. But I do remember Max Factor. Now, Max Factor stopped being sold in the US in the early 2000s. I think it was like 2010. It was first launched. It was meant more for like movie stars. So I was curious about Max Factor one day. I started thinking about it. It's one brand that you really don't hear much on YouTube. I don't see a lot of creators talking about it. And I decided to see if I could get my hands on some other products and try them out. So it took me a while to gather almost a full face through Amazon. That's the only place I could find it. It is still being sold in the UK. And according to the research that I did, it is still popular in the UK. However, like I said, I don't see any creators talking about it. It is pretty affordable in the UK, not so much here, even when you get it through Amazon. Now, I was able to get the products that I have at a decent price, like drugstore prices. But that's why it took me a while, because sometimes a single blush, they'll ask for like $25 for it. And I guess because we can't get our hands on it. So it's taken me a while to gather all these products. I'm missing a few of them, like my brow products. That's why my brows are done already. I used the brow pencil from NYX. This is the Micro Fine Brow Pencil. And this is in deep brown. And then I used the new Brow Lift Freeze Glue from Essence. I'm really enjoying this product. I did an entire full face of drugstore. I'll link it below. And this is one of the products that I used on that video. And I really enjoying this. I really like it. I also did my eye primer and I'm using the Sigma. This is like it could be used as an eyeshadow or an eye primer. And this is in the shade Ignite. It is really nice. It does a great job of canceling any kind of veining or dark that you have on your lids. Sometimes if I don't want to wear eyeshadow, I just use this as a base. And it does a pretty good job. I do have two foundations. I have this one, which is the Miracle Pure Skin Improving Foundation. 24-hour hydration with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C, SPF 30. And I have this in warm sand. This is a very light coverage. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But then I found this one here. I purchased this one first and I tried it on and it was okay, but it's not my favorite because I feel like it doesn't give me enough coverage. I found this one, the Lasting Performance, and this is touch proof, so it's supposed to not transfer. I have this one in the shade 105 Soft Beige. It says it provides long-lasting natural look and it's supposed to be hydrating. So we're going to go with this one today. I actually really enjoyed this. I don't mind the squeezy tube. It's fine. And I thought it gave me a really nice amount of coverage. And it looked beautiful all day. It lasted all day. I've tried it a couple of times. I actually tried it a while back when I first got it, and then I haven't tried it. I tried it again yesterday. I did a full face of Max Factor yesterday because I wanted to see how it really held. Since it had been a while, like I said, it's taken me a while to gather all these products. But all these products are available. I looked it up in the places where you can purchase them in the UK, and all these products are available. So if you live in the UK and you use these products, let me know. Have you guys used any of these products before? Recently or in the past? I have a humongous boulder growing out of the side of my face right here on my temple. Guys, you know how long it's been since I had a pimple? And really, I've never been one to get pimples. Even when I was a teenager, I didn't really have acne. The only time that I would get maybe one or two was a special time of the month, but I don't know where that's coming from. It is not from using dirty brushes because I wash my brushes all the time. I never use a brush more than once. I do wash my brushes. And it is not from not cleansing my face because I cleanse my face every day. I'm going to build it around my cheeks a little bit. I put a little bit on the back of my hand. And I like the fact that both foundations and actually the concealer that I have, they're very neutral looking. They're not orangey, they're not yellow. So Max Factor has the shade range, then the tones at least. They did a good job. But as you can see, this is a pretty good job, you know, giving me coverage. Of course, you can still see my hyperpigmentation because that would take regular house paint to cover that. But I think this looks pretty good. And I did put it over the patch. It doesn't matter. Not because I'm trying to cover the patch, but because it's easier to apply. I definitely do like this foundation. I think it is very, very nice. I don't know if I'm going to be able to link everything. I will what I can. I'll link it on Amazon. But again, it's hit or miss whether you'll be able to find it or not. But if I find it at a decent price, I will link it for you. But I want you to know that my makeup looked amazing yesterday. So I have two different concealers. Again, I purchased this one first, which is the Radiant Lift Long Lasting and Radiant Concealer. All Day Wear with vitamin C and E. And I have mine in 02 Light. And then I found this one. Now, this one seems to be very, very little product in here. This one is called the Master Touch All Day Concealer. So what I did yesterday, I put this one and then I put a little bit of this one on top. It looked beautiful. I don't think you need both, but I had both and I wanted to see what it would look like. So what I did is one of those squeezy things, the little sponge applicator. So I just put a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit here. Area right here gets so dark. You only have to tap it just a little bit or you're going to get more product that you want. But this is really, really pretty. Again, what a neutral shade. I'll show you. Look at that. It's got a little bit of pink in it, so I think that actually helped cover the darkness. But it did a really, really nice job. I actually really enjoyed it. It looked really nice by the end of the day. It didn't sink into my fine lines. I was impressed. And then I was asking myself, why didn't you use this when you were young? You know, I would say in my teens. Maybe it was more expensive back then than like Maybelline and CoverGirl and Revlon. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe it was a little higher priced than those. And you know, back then when I was a teenager, I worked since the age of 16, but I didn't have a lot of money. So this one also has a little sponge applicator. I'm going to put this one on the back of my hand. And you don't need both. I'm just using both because I have it. This one is a little thinner consistency so than the other one. But it's still pretty. And the other one I think is more matte. This one looks like your under eyes are hydrated. By no means do they look, I don't think they look radiant or shiny or glowy. They look a little more hydrated. I'm going to take the first concealer that I used. I'm going to apply a little bit where my hyperpigmentation is. But I think you will run through this really, really quick. There's, like I said, there's not much in here. Does it say? It's made in Ireland. It doesn't say how much product is in here. And I have this one in Fair 306. But it's actually a good shade for me. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's too light. But it could be that that's the only shade that was available. Like I said, you can't. This is something that you can't be too picky as to what, you know, you don't have too many options on these. You may have like one or two shades. So this is probably like the closest shade I could find to what I wanted. But I think it looks good. I think it looks fine. My dark circles are not playing today. Let me see if I can build up my under eyes a little bit. Putting too much product in here. I'm looking for trouble, aren't I? Right here. I'm going to put a little bit there. Let it sit for a second. The nice thing is when you twist this, you don't get a lot of product out. Can't afford to lose any because, yeah, I think you would go through this really, really quick if this is the only product that you would use. Okay, so they did have a powder and it's called the Radiant Loose Powder. This powder, it is so beautiful. I'm going to move you guys up so that you can see the pores on my face and then you're going to see what it looks like afterwards. Now, the only thing with this powder, it does have shimmer in it. Now, it is not like super glittery on your face, but you can definitely see it. So it's just something that I love. I wish it didn't have it. I don't need glitter on my face. And you'll see, I'll also show you what that looks like. Okay, so let me move you up a little bit so you can see what the powder looks like. It brings one of those little plastic covers, and what I've been doing with powders like this, only cut half of the little cover off so that I don't get an exorbitant amount of product out, because it can be so messy. I'm going to get a big powder brush and I'm going to just go over it on the lid. Oh, look at the pores now. I want you to look at the pores. See how big they are? Now over here they're just as big, but I'm going to show you the difference so that you can see what a difference this makes. Look, you can still see them, okay? That's not going to make them disappear totally, but I think that you can tell the difference in how much it blurs. But I don't know if you can see the shimmer. It definitely has shimmer. Because yesterday when I put it on, I saw shimmer on my face and I said, did I have glitter on in a brush? But then I went ahead and I put some powder on the back of my hand, and I can actually see the shimmer on the back of my hand. Are you able to see that? The little bit of shimmer on my hand. It's not a lot, but it's definitely there. But it's a beautiful powder. So I don't know if you can see it, but I can definitely see it, especially on my forehead. If you look really close, I don't think it's anything that, I mean, definitely it doesn't look like I have shimmer all over or highlighter all over my face, but you can definitely see the little bit of shimmer in here, which I don't know why that was necessary. So the eyeshadow palette that I found is this one. This one is called the Masterpiece Nude Palette, and this is Cherry Nude 005. They didn't have that many. I think they had 2 that I can choose from. It does bring the little sponge applicator, which I use sometimes. And not this one. I haven't used this one. This brush right here. And I'm going to start with this shade right here. But this is a really pretty eyeshadow palette. Also, let me just put a little bit of whatever's left on my brush on my lids. Because these shadows, if your lid is tacky, the shadow will kind of catch on the lid. I found that out the hard way. But these shadows are really pretty. I was able to create a look in no time whatsoever. And it lasted all day. They're very pigmented. As you can see, I only grabbed a little bit. They are super pigmented. I want to take this brush and kind of like blend around the edge, because yeah, even if you take a little bit, they are pigmented. Okay, I'm going to go into a darker shade, this one right here, right next to it. This eyeshadow palette reminds me a little bit of the Urban Decay, the Naked Cherry one. This, of course, has a lot less eyeshadows than, you know, a lot less shades than that palette. But the shades are very pretty. Get a blending brush. They don't have fallout. I really didn't have any fallout on my face when I did this, when I've used this palette. And like I said, I wore my makeup for, I would say probably 8 to 10 hours, and my eyeshadow looked beautiful. Okay. I'm going to go into this shade right here. This is so pretty. That's what it looks like. It's almost like a bronze with a little bit of like pink in it or purple, but it's super pretty. It's so easy to use. It's very buttery. I'm going to blend. Then I'm going to take this shade right here, the first one. I clean my finger, my pinky, and I'm going to grab that and apply it to my inner corner. I'm going to take the first brush that I used with the crease shade. This one is also super buttery. They're all buttery, but the shimmers, oh my gosh, they're so good, so nice. I'm going to take a smaller brush, this one right here, and I'm going to grab a little more of that inner corner shade. Have you guys ever tried Max Factor? Let me know in the comments. Have you tried this in the past? I'll be really curious. Yeah, I don't remember really ever trying this brand. And like I said, I don't know why, except if it was super pricey at the time. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit of this really dark brown. I didn't use this one yesterday. It's like a brown, but it has like a little bit of purple in it. Or plum. Just to darken the outer V. I don't think I'm going to put anything on my lower lash line. I don't have a mascara from Max Factor. They did have one, but it was very expensive. And I own so many mascaras, I didn't know if it was going to be a good one. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a mascara that I may end up not liking. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Extension, what is it called? The L'Oreal Extensionist mascara. This is pretty new from them. I'm going to do 2 coats of this and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is 2 coats of mascara and then a light coat on my lower lash line. So I found this. This is the first one that I purchased. This is the Miracle Cheek Duo and it's a blush and highlight. It is cream and it's a little dry. So I'm going to use a little bit of the highlighter, but I'm not going to use the blush. I have another blush that is better, that I like better. Now, I don't have a bronzer, but I don't always wear bronzer. I do have 2 blushes. I have these 2. This lighter one is in the shade Seductive Pink. I will swatch that for you. It's very light. That's what that looks like. And this is like a baked blush. And you can see that it's got like veining going through it. Almost like a gold veining going through it. This one is in Stunning Sienna. And this is also baked, but this one doesn't have any kind of veining going through it. This one is very, very, very pigmented. So we're going to go with a Sienna, and I just kind of like went like this on my brush. Just grabbed a tiny bit. And yeah, we're going to try not to go clownish today. But it's very pretty and it does last all day. Maybe I'll put a little bit of the pink over it just to play with it. I think I grabbed a little more on this one. I'm starting to be afraid of blushes because I always get carried away. When I'm doing the video, it never looks like I have too much. When I go at it, it's like, I did it again. Now, I don't find that it really has any kind of shimmer or radiance to it. I find it more, maybe the light pink one may have a little more. Let's put a little bit of that. Again, this is the Seductive Pink. And I'm going to use the other side of the brush that is clean. Yeah, it grabs quite a bit. You really don't need to do much. So I'm going to put just a little bit like right over it. Very little. It's pretty. I like my little patch with blush on it. What an inconvenient place. I guess there's more inconvenient places to get one of those horrific pimples. Okay, I think that's very pretty. Now, before we go any further, I have a giveaway. I wanted to do a giveaway for Valentine's Day, and I wanted to do it earlier so that maybe I can ship it out like the beginning of February, and you guys will have it for Valentine's Day. I love doing giveaways. I haven't done quite as many lately, but anyways, I have one for you today. So in this little bag, like some samples, and then I have like this is a hand cream. This is from Tony Moly. I have some lip glosses. This is a mask from Tony Moly also. I do have in here, this is from Rare Beauty. And it only shows a blush, but there's also a Rare Beauty highlighter in here. I was able to stick both of them. This is the blush. This is in the shade Charm. And this is the highlighter in the shade Outshine. So I was able to fit them both in the box. But in the box it only came the little blush when I got it. So it's just little things in here. This is an eyeshadow from Milani. But there's several. There's I think a mascara in there also. You also have a deluxe size mascara from It Cosmetics It Cosmetics. Their Hero Mascara is a really good one. I said Danessa Myricks powder. And this is the Priming Smoothing Setting Powder. This is in the light pink. You have a lipstick from Lift. This is Nourish and Glow lipstick. And this is in the shade Peony. It's a really pretty shade. I actually almost kept it, but I have so many lipsticks. I just declutter some, and I really don't need another one. But this is a really pretty one. And I think whether you like lighter lipsticks or darker lipsticks, this one will be pretty, and it's a magnetic closure. Here's another little perfume sample. I have 2 eyeshadows from Sydney Grace that I purchased those myself. This is a lip liner from J-Cat. I have some nails, stick-on nails. I bought so many of them. It's like, Clara, do you really need all of these? I have a Refer eyelash curler. I do not use eyelash curlers, and they sent this to me in PR, so why keep it if I'm not going to use it? And I don't know anybody in my family that uses them. I have this beautiful eyeshadow palette from Alamar Cosmetics. It's called this Nudas, and I actually bought 2 by accident. I bought one for myself. I forgot that I already had it, that I had ordered it, and then I bought a second one. But this is gorgeous. So pretty. I still haven't used mine, but this is beautiful. Alamar Cosmetics has really nice makeup. So I got this through the Ipsy shop. I have a from M Cosmetics, which I love M Cosmetics, the Color Drops Serum Blush, and this is in Sunset Sky, which would be that shade right there, like a peach. I already own the shade. Skylar sent me some PR, and they've sent me PR a couple of times. They sent me the Sacred Santal perfume oil and the hand cream, and then they sent me the vanilla. I kept the vanilla and decided to include this in a giveaway because I own so many perfumes and hand creams that I really didn't need both, but they're amazing. The hand cream is so good. And these are the little roll-ons, which is not my favorite, but this okay. And there's only enough that you can carry in your purse. It smells really good. I haven't tried it, but it smells really good. Beautiful packaging, right? The bottle is so pretty. It lasts a long time also. The vanilla one lasts a long time, but this is going to be included. And also this palette from Moira Cosmetics. This is the Magic Dreaming palette. And these are the shades in the palette. I'm not going to open it, but this is gorgeous. I also own that palette, and it is a really beautiful one. So if you would like to enter my giveaway, all you have to do is be publicly subscribed to my channel. And I say this in every video. If you are someone that chats with me in the comments all the time, and I know who you are, your subscription doesn't have to be public. But if you're somebody brand new, that we've never chatted, that I don't know who you are, then I would like for you to subscribe in order to win this, because I want my giveaways to be for those that subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, not just someone that pops in for the giveaway and then I don't hear from them again. So I do want this giveaway to be, like I said, for someone that actually is going to be sticking around. All the information will be in the description box. Just comment that you do want to be entered, because if you just make a comment and you don't say I want to be entered, then I assume you're not interested. And what else? Let's see. I think that's it. So I'm going to leave it open for about a week. I will have all the information, like I said, in the description box, how long it's going to be open. Then I always pick my winners through a random picker, comment picker. So the way I contact you is in your comment, I will say, hi, you won the giveaway. I need for you to send me your full name and mailing address, either through Instagram or through email. I will never, ever ask you to pay for shipping or anything else or any other information except for your name and address. Because sometimes you have scammers that will jump in the comments and pretend like they're me. Okay, I will never ask you for any money. If I offer to send something to you, whether it's a giveaway or anything else, I will never ask you for money, for shipping, or anything else. That's just not me. Let's finish the look. I do have 2 lipsticks from them. I have this one here, and this one is in the shade Pure Plum. And it doesn't really give any other information, just as max factor. I'll show you the color of this one. It is absolutely gorgeous. I can put it on and take it off, and there's another one I want to wear. It's a beautiful shade. Now for spring, it's so pretty. I have worn this before a couple of times. It does have a nice wear time. I don't feel like it really hides the lines or smooths out the lines on your lips. As you can see, I'll move you up closer. You can see the lines on my lips. So I think there's other lipsticks that are more blurring on your lips than this one, but it's still a beautiful shade. So let me take this one off, and then I'll show you the one I'm going to wear. Stained my lips a little bit, so I went over with a brush that I use for my foundation. But the one that I'm going to show you today, this is a liquid lipstick. This is the one I'm going to wear today, and this reminds me of one that CoverGirl used to have, and it used to be sold the same way, where you would get the liquid lip in one, and then you get a shine stick. I wish they would do like the Chanel, that they're connected, because I hate having two things. There's many times when they don't stay together, okay? The only reason these are still together is because I had all the Max Factor in one little bag together. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of lip liner, and the lip liner that I have is from Maybelline, and this is in the shade Totally Toffee, which the lipstick is pinky, but this is like a pretty neutral lip liner, so it'll be fine. That's what I used yesterday. Okay, and the lipstick, this is in the shade, I will write it up here, the shade that it's in. It's a very pretty neutral pink. I love the shade. I think it's so pretty. It's like a cooler pink, but to me it doesn't have a lot of gray. I can't wear a lipstick that has a lot of gray in it, or it makes me look like I'm dying, or I'm sick, or I don't feel well. Yeah, but this one, even though it's a cool pink, I don't think it's quite that cool or gray, but it is beautiful. It will not move. It will last a long time. Yesterday, the only thing that was transferring for me was the lip liner. So if you use a lip liner that is sets and it doesn't go anywhere, like the Revie Beauty, the Milani, then you're not going to have any transfer. But this transfers for me a little bit, so I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to use a little bit of this highlighter on my cheeks, and I'm just going to use my finger, and I'm just going to go very lightly. Yeah, this thing, I don't know if it's, I really don't care for it. I don't know if it's old or if that's how the formula was. Maybe I got an old one. I think it does okay. I mean, for me especially, because I like my highlighter to be very subtle. But is it something that you need now? I'm going to take the brush that I use for my blush and just go over the edge really quick. Okay, my lipstick is already dry. There is like no transfer whatsoever. And then even when you put this on, this is like, it's just like the CoverGirl. When you put this on, it makes it glossy, but it will still not transfer. The only thing, like I said, the only thing I don't like is the fact that you have to carry two products with you. So I actually like that product because it feels, well, even the lipstick, it felt a little dry because it is a liquid lipstick, but it didn't feel uncomfortable. But I feel like with the gloss, it looks so pretty. I love it. I love that shade. I think it's so pretty. So the products that I really enjoyed, this, like I said, I don't know, I may have an old one, so I'm going to declutter this because I really don't care for it. It's not something I'm going to pick up. So that's out. I do like both of these concealers. This one gives you a little less coverage than this one. Now, like I said, this brings very little product. Look, I'll show you. I've only used it couple of times, and yeah, it doesn't bring a lot. This one brings, now this one is Max Factor, but it says that it was distributed by Coty in New York. This one brings 0.23. This one, I don't think it brings anywhere near that. I can't find, and like I said, that one was made in Ireland. This product was made in Paris. Okay, the foundation, the one that I really like, is also distributed by Coty, but it was made in Paris, made in Monaco, this one here. The lipstick doesn't give me, it doesn't have any labels, so I really can't tell you that. The blush is made in Canada. Wow, they're made all over the place. And okay, the darker one was made in Canada. The pink one, it was made in Canada also. And then the eyeshadow is in Canada. So they're all over the place one day. But it's beautiful. I love the eyeshadow. The only thing I didn't care for, like I said, is this. And this is just a matter of preference. I just feel like it doesn't have enough coverage for me. It's not that runny. But the shade looked nice. It's a little warmer than the other one. But once you sheer it out on your face, because it is a sheer formula, it doesn't look that dark at all. It looks a little dark there. But this one has to me, this one is more neutral. This one is also, as you can see, like a thicker. But this is definitely more neutral. One time I mixed both of them and it was nice. It just made it like a little more glowy. And if you mix them both, that's what they look like. So it works. I mean, if I had to choose one over the other, I would choose this one here. But I think it was fine. I like the look overall. I like the products. It stayed on all day. I thought the foundation looked beautiful all day. It didn't fade. It didn't sink into my lines. I thought it was really gorgeous. So let me know what you guys think. And have you tried Max Factor? Is it even in your radar? When was the last time you heard of Max Factor? Let me know if you used to use it when you were younger. I definitely like these products. I will continue to use them. So thank you so much for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it, and it means the world to me that you take time out of your busy day to spend some time with me. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're watching and you have not subscribed, please do so. I would really appreciate it. It is free, and that way we can get to know each other better. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, weekend, whatever it is that you're watching this. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. And good luck with the giveaway. Bye, guys. Mwah.